Hey, friends! Yeah, our old friend the 1980s are here to help with the post-Thanksgiving blahs. We're talking about Earth Girls Are Easy from 1988. One of my viewers, Michael, sent me this nice Blu-ray edition off of my wish list. Thanks, man! Earth Girls Are Easy. If only it were so, Michael. If only it were so. I know I must have seen snippets of this on TV over the years, but honestly, I don't think I've ever actually watched Earth Girls Are Easy before. So it'll be a treat. Earth Girls Are Easy? Are they? Who knows? Maybe I can pick up some tips, huh? Well, anyway, our story goes like this. Our heroine, Valerie, is engaged to a doctor who's kind of a zero. This guy is all self-absorbed and cheats on her and doesn't seem to want her, and their wedding is imminent and everything. Now, Valerie is not exactly the brightest spoon in the drawer, but the poor girl is not being treated well at all. She works at a nail salon and beauty parlor and feels her life is kind of in park. Meanwhile, you have these three aliens, Whiplock, Zebo, and Mac. They've been in space a while now and are lonely for some ladies. I can relate, aliens. I can relate. Well, they have an accident and wind up crashing into Valerie's pool. She spends a lot of time in this bikini, by the way, and believe me, I'm not complaining. She sort of adopts these three while they try to repair their spacecraft. Her friend Candy at the beauty parlor helps out by giving the trio a makeover, revealing they look pretty human underneath. But being aliens, madcap madness ensues as they try to figure out Earth, Earth culture, and Earth women. Valerie falls for Mac while her now ex-fiance tries to ruin things. Well, all right, hot, sexy chick goes for a guy covered in fur, huh? Well, that might work. I'm not blue, though. And if I were to go to the dog groomer and had all my fur shorn off, I doubt I'd look like Jeff Goldblum underneath, so I'm kind of out of luck there, too. So even if I were an alien, fine, but I'd have to show up in a spaceship. That's always the way, isn't it? Chicks go for the vehicles, don't they? They always go for the car. And all I have is a 2016 Kia Forte. And I got that used when I traded up for my 2007 Chevy Cavalier. So I guess I'm out of luck with these sexy chicks, if that's what they want. So, will Valerie find true love? Can the aliens fix their spaceship and escape Earth? And what of Whiplock? In our cast, we have Geena Davis and Jeff Goldblum. The pair were dating at the time, and their mutual affection kind of shows through here. Jim Carrey and Damon Wayans are also on board, later starring together on In Living Color. It's funny to see Jim Carrey in this makeup, knowing he'd later go on to play the Grinch in a somewhat similar-looking outfit. And Michael McKean is here too as Woody, the stoner surfer pool cleaner dude. Larry Linville from MASH appears briefly, and the uptight yuppie fiancé is played by Charles Rocket, who got his start on Saturday Night Live. Rick Overton is also here. He appears in Willow, Groundhog Day, Beverly Hills Cop, and Mrs. Doubtfire, just tons of stuff. And he also took on the role of Rufus in the live-action Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures TV series. Remember that? This movie bombed hard at the box office, which ultimately contributed to the bankruptcy of the studio making it. It was only later in life that the movie found its audience on cable TV, and became the cult classic that it is. And yes, this movie is part musical, with 2 or 3 catchy song and dance numbers. One song, "'Cause I'm a Blonde," was added after production wrapped to smooth out the running time. But even so, it's fun and it fits in. In fact, this movie had several problems behind the scenes. Funding was hard to come by, and eventually Dino De Laurentiis backed the project. Then, it was supposed to star the script's writer, actress and comedienne Julie Brown, but the studio changed their mind. Because she was under contract, they allowed her to rewrite the part of Candy and play that instead. It kind of worked out since Candy is quirkier and more memorable in that way. Initially, Brown wanted Candy to be lesbotic, but cooler heads prevailed, and that element was nixed. For the better, if you ask me. It might have been a hard sell at the time. She also doubles as the blonde in the aforementioned musical number. Geena Davis and Jeff Goldblum were brought in to star, and they're great in this, so that worked out too. This thing is such a bizarre time capsule. Honestly, you'll either love it or hate it. As it turns out, I thought it was a lot of fun. It's not your typical movie at all. In its way, I found the movie to be rather clever and stylish. It's almost never what you expect it to be. And it has that fun 80s soundtrack, fashions, and all the rest. You totally could not make this today. Not and have it be this much fun anyway. Earth Girls Are Easy is easily worth 2.5 paws. So, if you want something really fun and really strange from the 1980s, give this one a spin. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.